Despite a weak economy, the bank says FNB's mobile app and multiple offerings could help things along. The group also says the recent home loans discrimination saga is not something that they take lightly. Arabile Gumede spoke to FirstRand CEO Allan Pullinger earlier and started by asking him about the difficult operating environment.
Mr. Pullinger, thank you so much for the time. It has been a difficult year. It hasn't been one that has certainly been easy. Let's talk about the half year and how things have fared thus far.
Well, the macroeconomic environment, as you say, has been difficult. So lots of companies have reported earnings, not just banks, and you can see it's been tough. It's tough for the consumer, and I think for us, we do particularly well when our customers do well, and I think, by and large, you can see our customers are starting to take some strain. And so I think it's been tough work for us. Pleasingly, we were able to show a growth in earnings of 7%, but it has been hard work. It hasn't come easily to us. I think the other thing you're seeing in FirstRand, and particularly from FNB, is you're seeing the execution of strategy playing out in the current market, and so we're benefiting from that. So we were able to see new customers joining the bank in a difficult market. And we say they're joining because they like what they see, and a lot of what they see is stuff that we've put in place and we've been executing on for some time. So new customers, migrating through segments, this cross-sell and upsell more products to customers, this migration into sort of electronic channels, in particular the banking app. It's actually surprised us just how fast customers have adopted transacting in this way, and the reason is because it solves a lot of angst for them. It's hugely convenient, and it's cheaper. So we're very pleased that not only have we got electronic channels, but that our customers have adopted them. And then the other point there, we've seen a big pickup is, as I say, the banking app on smartphones, and that just really reflects about the penetration of smartphones and feature phones probably becoming less and less of a feature, if you like.
So Westbank, things haven't gone necessarily as well as you would have liked there. Trying to grow market share has probably been difficult. How do you plan to perhaps change that?
They've faced a couple of headwinds in these results. So one, they've seen competitor activity come back. So certainly, I think Nedbank has always been present in the market, but I think both apps and Standard Bank have tried to come back into that market now. I think they're also growing off a much lower base, so it's easier for them to show growth on those initiatives. Westbank is a very, very large market player. They may sit with, close to 50% of all vehicle finance in South Africa. So for them to grow off such a big base is tough. They grew their earnings slightly. We think it's a resilient performance against competition, against falling vehicle sales. So the NAMSA figures are down. Again, it's a reflection of consumers under some pressure. Confidence levels are low. Dealerships under pressure. Some of the OEMs are also taking strain. And again, the vehicle market's been through this before. So better times will come back. And when it does come back for Westbank, as we've seen in the past, Westbank rebounds very, very fast because they are so well represented at that sort of point of sale. We have got strategic plans on how to improve the offering and to build that Westbank solution much closer into the FNB ecosystem. So there's some pretty cool stuff there. A lot of that stuff we've got on the banking app around NavCar and that sort of ecosystem. I think Westbank will start benefiting from that. So we've got some good stuff there, but at the moment it's a tough market.
What about FNB then? That has been a difficult saga to deal with recently with regards to the home loan saga. How are you planning to perhaps deal with that as a group? And how are you looking forward to ensuring that the situation is aided for consumer purposes and benefit?
So this is a long-standing matter. I think the acquisition of Samba, if I'm not mistaken, went back to 2002. And there was a lot of remediation that was done. There were some practices in Samba which were not great. FNB remediated at the time. Certainly the investigations that we have done over many years looks like we fully remediated that base. There's, Mr. Van Zyl, I think, has been sort of front and center at sort of driving some of these initiatives. This matter has been through the High Court. It was found fully in favor of the bank with costs. There are a lot of documents on public record about this matter. It's at the Equality Court. we take these allegations of racism or racist behavior or discriminatory pricing very, very seriously.
Yeah.
You know, as a start, our scorecards, going back even to the early 2000s, in fact, indeed, Sambo's own scorecards at the time didn't have any racial indicator on them. So there's no way to conclusively say, okay, well, this particular borrower, you know, is white, or this one is black, etc. You know, there were borrowers. There was some affordability assessment done. So you know, we would obviously reject those accusations, but you know, we must let the process unfold. We're very happy to participate in it. It's been extensive. Sorry, it's got a helicopter flying over. You know, the investigations have been extensive. We will happily participate in all of them. You know, we've got nothing to hide. If there's remediation work to be done, we will do it. But that's certainly not part of our ethos and you know, a value system.
So even if you're found guilty or not guilty with this regard, do you plan to at least look into, you know, the way you've structured your home loans, you do them forward in order to, you know, help and benefit consumers moving forward?
Yeah, I think those propositions, I mean, I think are bettered all the time. You know, there's a couple of forces that ensure that happens. One is competition. So we've got new entrants coming into the space. The other banks are very focused on home loans. I mean, we're actually one of the smaller providers in this home loan space. The other books are big, but it's a very large book for us. You know, it's one of our biggest books. So it is a growth area for us. It's an important proposition around our customers. I think if we want to hang on to our customers and ensure our customers don't switch away from us, we're going to have to make sure that our propositions are competitive. And then the other thing that's coming to the space is regulation. You know, so we have a lot of regulation around, firstly, affordability, and secondly, around the conduct of financial institutions. So this is all to be welcomed. You know, we will ensure we keep right up to date with all of that stuff. We're going to hang on to our customers, and we will make sure that they enjoy their experience with us, and that will include home loans.
Fantastic. Mr. Pullinger, appreciate your time. Thank you so much for it.